Beat it, AT.
What is up, everyone? It is Andrew Peer here of Beat It AT Production and Publishing, bringing you guys a new YouTube video. In this YouTube video, we will be creating a Juicy J type beat. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I already have some of our VSTs pulled up in here. And when I say VSTs, I mean our virtual instruments. We got some third-party plugins. We are using FL Studio 12 as well, which is our DAW. So right here we got Addictive Keys for piano, Harmer, which would be a VST that you would have if you have FL Studio, since it comes with Image Line. It's it's designed by Image Line. Then we got Electra 2 by Tone 2. And then we got Nexus, and we got some strings. And the Electra was just some pluck sound. And then we got brass. Then we got a hit. So we're going to go ahead and get started on the melody. We're going to use the piano first. Juicy J often raps on a lot of 808 Mafia type beats. So we're going to be going around that type of sound. So we're going to create a dark, not basic, but a dark trap melody that would be, that would have the essence of a Juicy J style. So we're gonna use the MIDI piano that I have plugged in and gonna try different notes and see what works. So what we got here is a basic piano melody that we got. We're gonna go ahead and track it over to our mixer. So what I did was just click the track button. What you could also do is have it selected in your channel rack and right click your mixer and do channel routing, route to selected, or route selected channels to this track. But so I'm gonna go ahead and do a little EQ. Gonna cut out that low end that I don't want, because when I put in the 808, it's gonna be filling in that low end down there. So now I'm thinking about putting in a gross speed effect. The gross speed effect is a common effect that a lot of the 808 Mafia producers use, and what it will do is kind of give us a stutter effect if we right click and draw in these patterns. So I'm going to add in another gross beat. I want to see what this would sound like. I'm going to go ahead and go to presets momentary. What we're going to do is half speed. So it's going to do this little effect where it's going to pretty much make the whole entire instrument go at half speed. Maybe if we knock it up one octave. So I'm gonna add in a hit. Gonna go to D4. Gonna make sure we're gonna be on the same notes. Doing the same thing with the brass. I'm going to tune down the brass a lot too. Going to get rid of a lot of that low end. We don't want it to compete too much with that 808. I'm thinking about some strings in the D5 range since we got a lot of opening in there. Don't want to go really one octave higher. Don't want to go any lower than here because we're going to put in the 808s then. I had an idea for that, but we're going to get rid of that. So now we're going to add in some plucks, or what we're going to do is going to go into our drum kits and actually grab some cymbals and some drums so we could get a percussion and sort of a rhythm going. So what I did was start adding some of the hi-hats, and what I did was right clicked and did fill two steps, and then I pulled it up in the piano roll. And what I did was then control A to select everything. And I changed the size, and then I went ahead and start chopping up some just by clicking, by doing Shift E to pull up the select tool, or you could come up here and I just clicked one and then Alt U, then you get the time I guess multiplicator, or I don't know, you know what I mean. But and you could pretty much chop up all of them, or you could do it by hand, but I think using the Alt U is a good fast way of doing it. So now I'm gonna continue and start adding in some like lead melodies or something. Actually, let's go ahead and grab the kick as well. Where's this open hat? And I also did some minor mixing with the open hat just now and the hi-hat. So kick. And all the drums we're using are you can get at our website beatat.com, and you should see the option for our drum kits and downloads page, and all the drum kits we use are there. If you want to see the names that we're using, you can see right here, AT Pop Kit. That would be the AT Pop Drum Kit, or the Beta AT Pop Drum Kit. Then we got the AT Sound Kit 1, the AT Sound Kit 1.5, etc. So trying to figure out, it sounds kind of weird. I think it's clashing with one of the notes up here, but we're gonna see if it's gonna, if we can figure out a way to kind of differentiate this melody while making it sound very fluid. could do, we could keep this grow speed effect with that little slide. It's kind of like funky, kind of like that TM88, almost jazzing sound, but I don't know if I really want that sound. It's a little too much with everything going on, and plus we got to get the 808s. We still have this harmonic sound that we can add in, but we're gonna go ahead and grab our 808s. And what I did for this melody was, I mean, I'm just basing all the melody around all the similar notes that I've already have. So you got the D6, A, A sharp, A, then it goes to G. So I mean, you can kind of see where I'm basing my melody and notes off of, and I'm just not doing any odd placements. Everything's pretty even. I mean, you could do some offbeat ones and it'll probably sound good, but just trying to stay pretty safe with this beat. We're gonna go and find these 808. Let's try this Dirty Duddy one. Or Dirty Duty. So what I'm doing right now is just cutting out, this is a hi-hat, I just added a parametric EQ, that's what I've been doing, and just cutting out a lot of that low end and just trying to make it more sharp. Not more sharp, but if I cut out the low end, then it's going to give more room for the upper harmonics. And since the hi-hat is already upper harmonics, it's a transient sound. That's what I'm looking for. I don't need the lower end. Now for the 808, I kind of just cut the top off. I'm leaving some on more than I normally do because this one is a dirty duty or dirty duddy, which is pretty much just has a distortion on it, so it's gonna have some upper harmonics that I want to keep, and then I'm doing a little boost at the low end. You can see we're down at 44 hertz and 218, but that doesn't really matter because everyone's mix will be different, so these numbers don't matter 100% exactly, but you know, want to be able to know what you're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and check this harmonic sound. I don't know for sure if I want it. We're gonna go ahead and track it though, regardless. Let's see what it sounds like. Might be a little too, we might be pushing it and have too many sounds now. But after this, we're gonna go ahead and start structuring it. Then we're pretty much done. We can add actually an orchestral crash. That sounds dope. Pull that down. We don't need it too much. Yeah, we're not going to use that harmonic sound. We're actually going to get rid of it and act like we never used it before, because that does not go well with what we got. So we're going to get rid of, whoops, don't mean to click that, exit off, come on. There we go, we're going to get rid of that. Alright, so we're going to pull up our playlist. We're going to open it up, zoom out, stretch it, click it right here. So we're going to do a typical, I don't know, like 13-second intro. We're on a 140 BPM. That's pretty standard for 808 Mafia beats and Juicy J beats. We're going to name this intro. Very typical, following almost a song structure that I normally follow, but you guys can mix it up if you want, of course. Chorus. Actually, this is what we're going to do. Main chorus. We're going to do something a little bit different. Going to put it right here. We're going to make this one unique. Putting in that intro now. So what we got here now, we got first chorus and main chorus. These are separate entities or separate patterns. This is just a different way you guys can do this. And since I made this one unique from that, and all I did was go right here, make unique. Go in here, we're going to get rid of this sound and the open hats. So now listen. So I'm doing the same thing again, but intro P2, and we're gonna go in here. We're gonna keep the brass. We're gonna get rid of the strings. We're gonna get rid of this. Getting rid of the snare and then the open hat, kicks. So what I just did over here was insert the verse and just make it unique, and I cut out some elements and kept the 808, cut out the kick. So we're gonna see what it sounds like. I don't know if I want this brass. Actually, we're gonna get rid of that brass. Now we're gonna listen to this. Gonna copy over that kick again for the second part. I might add in another kick just to thicken it. I know if we were to master the beat, it's gonna be a whole lot thicker, but I think it just needs a little upper harmonic kick. I'm gonna go ahead and track that. Now the only problem is we're gonna have to mix this in with everything and copy it in on all the patterns so we have it in. What I did was made these unique and got rid of the orchestral crashes there. So now what I'm going to do is make this unique, and we're going to make this a third one. And we're going to make this the lightest one. When I mean lightest, we're just going to have no 808s, just the kicks, no hi-hats, no brass, and no hits, and no orchestral crashes. So it's going to be the lightest. So when it drops into the chorus, it'll be even harder, or it'll hit harder, if that makes sense. So chorus, it's like the absence of instruments and then going into a lot of instruments. Even though they're the same instruments, it's gonna sound harder. I'm gonna go ahead and lock to content. That'll be great if we did that. So we could just do this stuff pretty easily. I normally don't even do beats like this, but it's a little bit different. It can show you guys different ways on creating beats and organizing everything. So we're gonna save that. Alright, so we pretty much got it done. I mean, there's honestly, you probably want to tweak up the mix a little bit and maybe change up. You would want to then add another verse and chorus and an outro, but based upon what we went over and such, you could use your own creativity and build it from there. I don't want to guide you all from everything. You guys got to use creativity to build off of that and such. So we're gonna get rid of everything, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the beat. I'm gonna see if this fits like a Juicy J style. Now, if you guys thought this tutorial was beneficial, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out the links in the description. We have a course on how to make beats like the pros, and it's worth looking at right now because we are having a 50% off discount on it. So if you sign up now, you could save some big money on it. So we're going to go ahead and play the beat that we have right now.